Hello everyone, I'm Callum Lewis, the Media Man, taking media to a whole new level. Yeah, that's my opening tag from now on. And I'm trying this new video out with like this microphone plugged into my phone, so just let me know how it sounds, if it sounds better or sounds worse than my other videos. Still, I come to you today, once again in my pajamas, just get a quick video out of the way, because I felt like doing it. And what else would I do but a Titan Return figure? In this case, we have Titan Return Twinferno, aka the revised version of Doublecross. Now, what we got here is obviously Twinferno in his twin dragon mode, two-headed dragon mode, and may I just say, Twinferno is actually kind of a cool name. Still, as you can see, he's kind of an oddly proportioned looking beast, but, you know, the monster bots were always oddly proportioned. And, yes, I'm also aware that we got, like, the little, I guess, Scout class Titan Master Repugnus, but I don't really care. I'm still waiting for Grotesque to come out, though it doesn't look like he ever will. Still, like I said, very oddly proportioned dragon. You got this really long and very blocky torso right here, with these little skinny milky arms that are on their little ball joints. Then you got these little legs here that are both robotic and organic, and you know they can move around, go in and out, stuff like that. And they can bend at the knee. You got like a little pivot at the foot. You got the translucent wings back here, which look pretty cool, but they super don't do anything. And then of course you got the two heads, with which I actually like the look of. You know, they can look up and down. They got this hinge right there, and they got this rotation door right here. These are basically the arms, which is kind of like the main visual feature for Twinferno in his robot mode, is that he has dragon heads for arms, and of course you can open the mouth up as wide as you can, though as soon as you get past the natural, I guess, draw point, it looks kind of weird. But, you know, he's a robot, he can get away with it. And you may have noticed he has a pair of cannons on the back. This is his weapon, if I just put him there. And you know something? The guns look perfectly fine on their own if it weren't for the bloody huge gaps. Now, admittedly, this is one of the less egregious examples of the whole weapons combined into one single cannon thing. But even it still has a pretty huge gap right here. It doesn't look like a very practical weapon. And of course, who else should sit there but Twinferno's Titan Master, who sits right in there. And if I could just get him out real quick, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Dabaru, or Dabaru. And if I'm right, this is basically like an esoteric namesake for Dabaru, meaning double, as in Doublecross. The more you know. And yeah, same as every other Titan Master, like at least he's got like more than two colors, and even if the upside down head is pretty bland, it still at least looks like Doublecross. So you got that, and articulation is basically the same. Ball joint head, ball joint arm, back and forth knees, and you can you can kind of make him pelvic thrust. But of course you don't care about that. And something I have been neglecting is showing off these guys sitting in the gun. So got him sat down. Here's the gun. There are a couple pegs in there, if you can see them. Plug him in there. He can sit right there, and that still looks silly. Let's see how he looks when we put him on his back. And I just noticed he got this ridged spine, which is kind of cool. And of course you got a couple of Titan Master ports. Yeah, let's just plug this in, see how it looks. Hang on. Nah, still looks dumb. Yeah, let's just pull them right. Oh, yeah, that's kind of a problem with so that's kind of the problem with these kind of dragon forms, is that they don't always have like a stable place to stand. It just depends on how you have the legs. But enough with the dragon. I talked about it for a good 4 minutes. Let's move on to the robot mode. Start by splitting the tail, and then unplugging the part holding the legs, and fold them down, and then fold them up. Fold in the feet and fold them forward, then twist the whole, I guess, leg around to form a foot. and the tail ends up on the side of the leg. Same thing on the other side. Just a lot of collapsing and twisting. But I'm not gonna lie, that's actually a pretty clever way to transform the legs. Gives it these big honking feet. Then I like to get these arms folded up, have the wings folded to the back, then fold this down, and then split this open to peg into place. Really solid pegs as well. Then just rotate so the dragon heads are facing downwards. Do what you want with the wings. I prefer to have them spread out like this. Then of course, bring in Dabaru, or Dabaru, sorry. And then just plug him in, which this one's pretty tight actually. Weird how like the early Titan Masters are loose, but this, well, the later ones will get tighter and tighter. But here we go, we got Dabaru plugged in, and here's Twinferno in his robot mode. And you know, I actually kind of dig his robot mode. It's very, I don't want to say generic, but it's very G1, well, late G1 I should say, because this came out during the stuff with the Japanese series. I think it was during the Headmaster series. Was that right? Was this out during Headmasters? I'm not entirely sure, but you know, he definitely has a really kind of actually a bit of unique silhouette in that even though he's very obviously blocky robot, he does famous for himself with these cool little bacterial wings at the back, and of course the dragon heads for hands, which he can shoot fire out of his hands. That's cool. Little noggin, generic robot. Kind of reminds me of what would happen if you mixed, okay, you know what it actually looks like? That looks like that looks like Blastoff in the IDW comics that's running right now. I haven't read them. I just seen a couple of images. Yeah, that's actually what it looks like. But even then, that's just like the basic have a quick thing. It's like all they did was just repaint them all. In fact, just to show you, here's Combiner Wars Blastoff. You can kind of see it. Should I review the Combaticons? I mean, I got both the Combiner Wars and Unite Warriors versions of Bruticus, so I guess I should. But back to this. Head is on a ball joint. Arms can go all the way around, in and out. And this, I'm guessing, is the elbow, even though it's kind of the bicep. And you got your hinged hand. Those sadly just resulted in him getting gorilla armed. No waist articulation due to how it works. I just noticed he has a sad little face on his crotch right there. Odd detail to focus on. But this does move out of the way, so you get forward and back movement, and in and out, fly swivel. Had a very, very good bend of the knee due to the massive gap in there. So yeah, good articulation all around, and again, you can adjust the wings to your liking. Now, let's see how you can use the guns with this guy. The unfortunate way is by just simply plugging them into these ports right there. There we are. And hang on. I'm really sorry, but he looks kind of dumb holding like that. I mean, he already has hands that can shoot fire. I mean, yeah, he's got a pair of dragon heads for hands. He can shoot fire, and that just looks pretty dumb. I'm sorry, that just doesn't work. But what I like to do is that there's a couple of there's two sets of slots on the shoulders, so you can just plug them in there, right there, that's closest to his head, or you can plug them onto the outer shoulders, so they're further apart. And I actually dig that better. That actually kind of works with a whole Twinferno aesthetic thing going on. And yeah, there's not much else I can say about Twinferno. Actually, he's just a generally good times return toy. He's not exactly up there with the likes of, say, Wolfwire and Trigger Happy, but he's definitely a hell of a lot more interesting than Couple Hot Rod. So put him about Perceptor level. Still, that's about it for Twinferno. That's about it for me. Let me know if the mic sounds any good. I'm Callum Lewis, the Media Man, signing off.